Who are you? Who are you really? I knew it.
Hey everybody, Scott here with Seriously Tech Stuff. Welcome to my desktop. It's brown. Isn't it cool to go with my brown keyboard? Anyway, so obviously I have a new mouse review, and this is the MCHOSE MCHOSE. Let's do MCHOSE. The A5, and that is actually Max. That's what that means. I can read that. And let's take a look at what's in the box real quick. All right, let's open this thing up and okay. All right, so we got words. This is what the mouse came in. Foam. Cardboard. That's what all of this stuff came in. Something to throw away, and you get a nice braided USB cable with a extender on it. Ta-da! And then you get these rad punk stickers for your mouse grips. They're 3M. That's what, comes standard. Not sure how that's going to look on a yellow mouse, but it would probably look really good on the white one. Although these tend to turn yellow. But I think if you need grips, something wrong with your mouse. Okay, we'll put all that back in there. All right, let's talk about this real quick. I'm going to show you the specs in a second because all the specs are on the website. There is no software. There is a button, there's a switch, and a manual, and that's it. There's no software with it. I kind of like that. Now, switches, these are pink Hanoi blue shell switches. I like these. They're analog switches. The mice I have with these switches, I'm liking more and more over the optical switches of other mice, which are kind of clunky. Ka-tunk, ka-tunk. They're probably more precise, but I don't know. I like these better. These side switches, hear that creak? They have a little creak to them. They have a little. They're a little bit spongy. A little bit creaky, but they work. I don't have any problem with them clicking. Even though they don't look like they're clicking, you can kind of press them in a little bit. They're more precise. So that's the click. Click, click. So you don't have to push them in. But, not great, not bad. Just kind of in the middle of the road. You have an LED right here that will tell you what your DPI is. Also, when your battery gets low, I assume that it's red. I haven't seen it yet. I've had this for almost 2 weeks. I haven't had to charge it. Let's move on. Nice yellow finish. I have a yellow mouse. Isn't that cool? It's yellow. Anyway, powder finish, not abrasive, very much like a Superlight. And as you can see, it has the same kind of slants and grooves as a Superlight because it obviously is kind of a Superlight. Nice little opening there for your USB charging cable. Wheel feels great. The click, nice. The notches, the stops feel really good. Not too much, not too little. And I really like the rubber on it. If you can see that, it's got those slanted cuts in it. And it just feels good. Feels rubbery. Feels nice. See? Okay. And then the outer shell feels really nice. Like I said, it's a powder coating. And I did notice something with this too. With these switches and the buttons that are on top of them, it's just as easy to click these pretty much anywhere on here. And I'll show you a little bit later with the other mice that it's not so much. So if you have a claw grip and you're not doing this, but you're doing like this, and you're clicking right here as opposed to right here, not a problem at all. Not a problem. PTFE feet, they're black. It's good. Slides really nice. 59 grams of raw mouse power. Now, let's take a look at the website, go over some of the specs. All right, here we are. There's no software involved, so I'm just going to show you this guy. So this is the one that I've got. Let's make it yellow. There we go. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can pause all that if you want, but it does have a PAW 3395 sensor. It does 4K hertz polling rate with a added adapter, which I cannot find on this website. I don't think it's out yet, to be honest, for this one. 130 plus battery. I don't know. I've had this for almost 2 weeks and I haven't had to charge it yet. So this is the one that I've got, and this is the difference between the three. Now, the A5 Pro, at the time of making this video, is 30. Well, on Amazon, it was like $36. This one is $49. The one I got, the Pro, and as you can see, they're all 4K compatible. The Ultra is 8K with a cable. Holy moly! And then these two mice are pretty much the same thing. If you look at the specs, you got Hanoi pink shell. Hanoi blue shell pink switches on both of these. Same sensor, same pretty much everything. On the Ultra, you get Omron micro switches. The wheel is the same as TTC gold wheel encoder, but the chipset is actually a Realtek low power chip. So there you go. 130 hours on the battery. I think so. I don't know. I still haven't had to charge it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It does come at 59 grams. I did weigh it. It's nice. So receiver is 1 gram. Oh my God. No, that's not a big deal. So like I said, it doesn't really come with any software. There is a switch on the bottom, which I'll show you. It's 400, 800, 1600, 3200, 6400, and 26,000 for those people that are absolutely insane. And so pretty much standard stuff. We're used to seeing this on most mice, but having the option for a $50 mouse to do 4K with a PAW 3395 sensor and the other things that we're going to talk about in a second, I'm finding this to be of good value. And that's what's important most of the time. Okay, and now we're back over to here. And of course, I'm going to obviously compare this dude to the Superlight 1. This is the original Logitech Superlight. It's very similar, but it's not the same mouse. Now, to me, what makes the Superlight feel like a Superlight is this hump right here, this extra little rounded back. Okay, that extra junk right there in the trunk area. Okay, so when you have this, it's like from here to here. It feels like a bigger mouse, and it does make it very comfortable. I do like this mouse a lot. However, this mouse, if this is big for your hand, I can suggest this. It's very similar. It does not have as much junk, but it is a little smaller. It's not, I wouldn't say a mini, like it's not that much smaller. But if you caught it on the website, it's 121.6 by 61.5 by 37.7. So very similar, but a little bit smaller, a little bit lower, and like a hair shorter. If you can see that. Put it right under the camera there. Ta-da. So, yeah, very capable mouse. Now, what I showed you earlier, those click, not so much, a little harder. So, if you're claw gripping this thing, you may not even know it. Right here, it's like, I mean, I can feel the tension in my hand trying to do this. Not so much here. And this guy, it is super easy. all over the thing. Probably intentional, I'm sure, because of, claw grip and whatnot. So that's the biggest differences. The minor differences, of course, are the side switches are designed a little bit different, and then they're a little bit higher over here. Honestly, I'm not a fan of these side buttons at all. I think they're too small, they're too recessed, and I don't feel them as much as I do other switches. It just seems like it takes a little bit of effort to push them. These are not great, but they're still better. They take little effort to push them. So here we are, $50. Analog switches, really nice wheel, 4K, $160 or $109 now, respectively, since it's an older mouse. Analog switches, 1,000 polling rate. Crappy software. No DPI button. No LED. Oh yeah, it does have an LED. It's just incognito. So, if if you're looking at spending $109 on this, I wouldn't be remiss to 50, half. 50. This is a good mouse. I've really enjoyed using this mouse. I've played a lot of Space Marines with it. Call of Duty for some insane reason. And also some RPGs. I know, that's not competitive or anything. But if you're playing, say, Baldur's Gate 3, you're clicking a lot, man. I mean, you are clicking a lot. Not as much as as an actual shooter, obviously, but you're clicking on everything, man. It's just constant click, 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 click. So you kind of get the same, the same functionality out of it in movement and clicking and stuff. So respectively, it is a mouse and you're using it as a mouse. Okay. Now, there's another mouse I'd like to compare it to, and that is the Attack Shark X3. I am a fan of this mouse. I like this mouse a lot. I've had this for a while. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. This is a little bit more of a Superlight Mini, but again, the shape is different. You get that junk. Where's the junk? There's no junk in the trunk. It's kind of flat. So this is what I like to call an over-under, because it has it comes up and then it's got a slope on it downward. As you can see, this is more of a Superlight. This is more of an up and down. So your palm is going up and your fingers are going down. And in the middle, you just have this little speed bump. It's comfortable. I like it. It's also precise because as you put it backs into your hand, you're not resting your entire arm on it. You're moving it around and giving it what for. So, but it is a similar shape, similar feel. I think they are actually using the same switches. I feel like I'm on the same switches and probably the same wheel. This one's right now I think $34. It does not do 4K, and it is smaller. If you have small hands, you will like this. If you have large hands, probably pass on this one. This is a middle of the road. If this is too big for you, I can suggest this, $50. If this is very comfortable for you, if you want to upgrade later on, or if this goes out, still this might be comfortable for you. But what I'm feeling here is that when you have this whole slanted, not slanted, but curved, like you just put your hand on a loaf of bread, like a tiny loaf of bread. It connects with everything on your hand. I get the same feeling here, just lower. So you have that connectivity of it's connecting from here all the way to there. So it's your whole hand, right? Just smaller, just a little smaller. So a good shape, a really good shape. It doesn't rattle, it doesn't squeak, it doesn't flex. It's well constructed. You do have 2.4, you do have Bluetooth, you do have a DPI button for crying out loud, and a light indicator as well. This is a good mouse. I can recommend this mouse. $50, I think you could do worse. And honestly, you know, lately I've had some inexpensive mice that I really like. That so far I've had no problems with and are really fun to use and seem to be well constructed and have relatively good electronics. Why are we paying $160 for this? Please let me know in the comments. I'm confused. Why? Why are we doing that? Thanks for hanging out with me today and the review of the, what did we say? MCHOSE A5 Pro mouse. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel and it helps me feed these guys. Speaking of which, I gotta go feed these before they get really angry. Bye.